Hi Taurus, my name is Audrey Alison and I'm so happy to be here. This is your April 2014 forecast for the month, your video scope and tarot scope. On April 5th, Venus, your ruling planet, will go into Pisces, and this is in your 11th house of friendships and groups, organizations, things you belong to, clubs, and a team. Venus is exalted in Pisces, so this is a very comfortable and harmonious transit and placement for Venus. Every planet has an area in which they are exalted, or it's their detriment, where they don't actually have a harmonious station. And it's not the signs that they rule, it's just the astrological signs that help them be most beneficial and use their aspects most easily and harmoniously. And so Venus transiting into Pisces in your on the 5th in your 11th house could mean that you are spending loving relations with friendships, or you're really beautifying your groups or clubs or the areas where you're meeting. Could be in more serene locations. On April 7th, Mercury is going into Aries. Mercury is transiting twice again this month, and the first stop is Aries, and this is in your 12th house, Taurus, the sign right before you. So Mercury is joining Uranus in your 12th. You want to talk about your spirituality or psychic abilities, or you want to keep Mercury will make you want to talk and write and study these things. You could be studying spirituality or writing about it, or you could be very quiet in the 12th house. This is a psychic house. It's also extremely creative. Okay, so Mercury, you could be blogging and writing and updating your website, but Mercury joining Uranus, it could be very shocking. A surprise revelation in your writing, or a sudden subject that you'd like to study, which would be surrounding the mysterious and the metaphysical and spiritual. On the 14th of April, Pluto retrogrades 13 degrees. Pluto stationed in Capricorn, one of those cardinal signs that's affected in the grand square, and Pluto retrograding in Capricorn will affect your 9th house. He retrogrades through September 23rd of this year. And your 9th house is faraway travel, philosophies, higher education. You know, you've got some... The feeling I'm getting is regarding study. And those of you who are going to school and or teaching, you could find that you have such a strong emphasis in this area right now, and you're more willing to participate, you're more willing to learn, and it's easier. Your mind's like a sponge right now. I heard a cat. What's going on? Aw. Sorry. Aw. I do hear a little kitty. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hi, I'm sorry about that. There was a little break because I am an emotional sucker for cats or animals when I hear them, so I had to throw a can of tuna over the fence because there was a little stray, and normally I rescue them if I can, but I'm very allergic, so I had to just kind of toss some food over there and wish it well. Okay, so let me get into business here, and I'm sorry about that, but okay, we have Pluto retrograde, 13 degrees Capricorn, in that one of the cardinal signs, affecting your 9th house of faraway places and higher education. You could feel the need to learn and absorb information. Also travel long distance places. We're not in a Mercury retrograde, so that's good. But Pluto retrograde could also mean a slowing down or a colder... How do I say this? A more intense is the word. That's what I'm looking for. An intense passion to want to learn these things, or to go the distance long-distance travel. Pluto rules the 8th house of intensity. The intensity, that level that you feel in wanting to take on that 9th house, could be overwhelming through September. Now, on the 15th, we have a full moon lunar eclipse, one of two that we're having eclipses this year. And on the 15th, this is 25 degrees Libra, and Libra for you is your 6th house of routine and home and daily structure. So there is going to be a change in your habits and your daily routine here, I feel. With eclipses, they will bring on change, and they will eclipse things out of your life that aren't working. Oh, this could also mean that you could pick up daily health regimens at this time and get into focus. You know, it can eclipse bad habits out of your life. I mean, 6th house is habitual and regimented type of activities. So you could either pick up something new in your health, do something healthy for yourself. This eclipse could bring on your daily work, your job. There could be changes in the 9 to 5 routine as well, starting the 15th. On the 19th, the sun enters Taurus, and this is you. Happy birthday! This is your first house of self and ego and personality. Every year, the sun enters Taurus on the 19th. So you love that because the warmth is starting to come. It's springtime. You're accumulating more self-confidence and self-esteem when the sun is in the first house. So I really feel like your workout regimen might pick up. You're starting to feel good about yourself, or starting to feel like you want to feel good about yourself. Okay, so the sun enters Taurus on the 19th, and then the very next day, on April 20th and 21st, is when we're having this exact grand cardinal cross square in the sky. Here are the team players. We have Aries. That's Uranus stationed in Aries. We have Jupiter stationed in Cancer. And we have Mars retrograde in Libra. And we have Pluto retrograde now in Capricorn. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn are all of the cardinal signs in astrology. So this gives us our cardinal grand square, our cross. But this is affecting, this is 13 degrees, this square, exactly in the middle of 30 almost. So this is just extremely intense. They're all 13 degrees. And this is going to affect your 3rd house, your 6th house, your 9th house, and your 12th house. Communications, local errands, daily job, health, work routine, higher education, faraway travel. Both travel sectors are hit here. And then the 12th house of secrets, mysteries, quiet, creative work. If you had something creative that you were born with, this is the time. This is affected. Now, those days I recommend, just as a lot of astrologers are doing, to take a little reprieve, to take some time off, because it's intense energy on the 20th and 21st. It's going to bring out some tensions in people because it's just highly volatile energy. And the Earth is actually responding to the forces of the planets. And it's all embodied within each other. You can't have these placements and not see a tectonic plate shift, because when, you know, with these oppositions and these planets squaring each other off, rarely, like they are right now in April, you're going to see some earthly activity. It's going to affect the energy of the Earth. So, happy birthday. On April 23rd, Mercury is doing its second stop, its second transit into Taurus, into you, into your 1st house. Okay, so now you're very expressive. All of you writers, get it going on. You've got energy to write, study, talk, express yourself, learn, take classes, local travel, and it's going to be very active for you. Just wear your seatbelt and be prepared for that crazy Mars retro energy, which is people aggressively driving and being frantic, and there's a lot of anxiety in April, and not just for you, Taurus, just in general. So be forewarned and forearmed and have a heads up here. Now we have a second new moon solar eclipse on the 29th of April in Taurus. So you're heavily affected. This is 8 degrees Taurus. This is your first house. Change is imminent for you. And even though you're a fixed sign, you're not a cardinal sign, you're a fixed sign like Leo and Scorpio and Aquarius, you are definitely affected by the 29th eclipse, because eclipses will bring on change. So in your first house, I mean, this could be, you could want to change your image. You could want to change how you are thinking about yourself in the first, or how you are relating to people. Let me pull some cards for you also as I'm shuffling to see what it brings for you. Well, this energy, the Seven of Wands, is the fighting dogs. This is Mars retrograde energy, Mars being the fire. Competition, argument, aggression, okay? You might find, Taurus, since you're not one of the cardinal signs, you might find yourself completely surrounded by that energy, the aggressiveness. So you might need to hone it in and take off a few days and literally not report to work on the 20th and 21st. But don't tell your bosses I said that. Or watch the people and energy around you wanting to start fights, pick fights, poke at you, get under your skin. Don't react to them. Try not to show reaction, because you'll either regret the reaction that you give. It's just best to bite your tongue through the second half of this month, especially since Mercury, so expressive in your first house. You could just say something and just bite someone's head off. Let's see what else we have. Ooh. Well, we have the Four of Wands, which is the bride and groom, the soulmate, marriage, the love, relationships. And you know, your 7th and 5th house aren't mentioned this month. So let me just hone in on this, and I'm also pulling an astrological card for you. I got Cancer. This is where Jupiter's stationed right now. And this card. So let me just see. Jupiter stationed in Cancer for this grand cardinal cross is affecting your 3rd house. Why don't you watch how you're communicating to your loved one at this time, to your significant other, if you have one? Because maybe words are coming across harshly in this relationship when you're not really meaning them to, but there's planetary action and forces kind of embodying that aggression, so it's hard not to come off that way. If you're not in a relationship, I would still watch your tone with people that you care about, and business partnerships, business relationships with people that you have to see on a daily basis. It's just a really good time to enhance that 12th house in the top half of keeping quiet and keeping things to yourself. And this is a common thread through a lot of signs just through this month, because April is the most intense month of 2014. Currently, I have Mars retrograde in my 3rd house of communication, so I'm just like biting my own tongue off when I talk. So bear with me on that. I'll pull one more card for you. Jeez, okay. 8 of Wands is the beast, or Swords is the beast. This is someone who is stuck, blocked, and frustrated. The frustration I can't speak enough about in April, just because you'll pick up on other people's energy. Even if you yourself are not the one feeling this square, the intense stuck energy of the 13-degree square we're dealing with, you'll find that the people around you are kind of gnawing at themselves. So you have to breathe through that and just wait for May to arrive, because that's also your birthday month. All right, Taurus. If you'd like a reading with me, you know where to find me, audreyallison.com. I'm really happy you tuned in again. Thank you so much for helping me make this a successful venture. And I'm also on Facebook, Audrey Allison, Astrology and Tarot. You can find me there. Have a sweet day, and I will see you in May. Bye. Ooh, that rhymed.